Okay, today has been an incubation day. Um, and it's been a transition day. I've tried on today, for the first time in a long time, compression hose for my legs. I have chronic venous insufficiency, and that's supposed to help. So I've been doing that experiment today. And what else have I been doing? Um, I went shopping, and I've been meditating, doing my daily meditations, and I've been thinking about this whole process of trying to create this Patreon site and ask myself the question, what do I really want to create? What drives me? What feeds my soul? What gets me going? It's like I'm realizing that doing this process, I've realized that I've never fully inhabited the field of being an artist in my being for myself. And I'm kind of starting to recognize now that Mr. Litzer was right. He was my 7th or 8th grade, probably both, science teacher. Talked about him before. He's the one who said that if I didn't become an artist in my life, then after he died, he'd come back and haunt me. And I've just been thinking about that more and more, and also just as I'm drawing every day now, and I'm doing my research every day for the most part, unless I'm doing incubation, which I'm still doing research. So I'm trying to kind of feel out what would it be like to live the way I want to live, the way I think I want to live. And as I've been searching for that, I've been asking, how do I want to live? What's important to me? What drives me? And the strangest thing has been happening as I've been experimenting with seeking that out and doing it every day and trying to feel out what will work, what doesn't work, what feeds me and all that. I'm starting to feel like I'm waking up. I realize that I've been given these blessings and these gifts, and if I don't share them, it eats me up inside. And it's almost like I'm starting to feel alive again, and I'm starting to have energy, and a lot of my neuroses seems to be getting lighter on their own. So I'm wondering how much of our shit comes from not living a truly and deeply authentic life to our own being. Perhaps so much of mental illness, so much of stress disorders, so much of our problems are from this, of us not living authentic lives. Authentic, I mean, from our authentic beingness. What's our gifts? Working on our gifts. What's our, who are we? What drives us? What feeds us? Why are we here? What is our call? And I feel like if we're not answering our call, we make ourselves sick, we take drugs, we get addicted, maybe, I don't know. I'm guessing now, but for me, it's been like I've been asleep for most of my life. And it's blowing me away. That's all I gotta say. It's blowing me away, man. and I'm realizing from this moment forward, I need to live this way. I need to try to live that way. Oh, there's my mindfulness bell. I want to go back a little bit. Connected with this is lately I've been making a friend of death because I've had to. And when I say making a friend of death, that means that's the saying I got from Carlos Castaneda's book, The Teachings of Don Juan. And in there, Don Juan talks about making a friend of death, meaning if we are really fully in our being aware that every moment could be our last, then we can live an authentic life. And ever since the presidential election, and a lot of other things that I've experienced and happened after that, I have a deep sense like anything can happen now. And I don't mean that in a bad or good way. I mean that it's like we are in the middle of, well, from my perspective, we are in the middle of a huge transition, the kind of transition we haven't seen since the transition into the industrial age. And all of our old construct fields are falling apart. The old system is collapsing around us. The new has not emerged. We're fighting it. The old system is fighting it. I feel there's a reversion back to an earlier structure, the mythic structure, which is represented by our current president and a lot of the followers in terms of the persona that's being presented. And it's happening all over the world, a lot of retracting back into the mythic structure, which is actually not unexpected because really the mythic structure is still the most stable and mature structure of consciousness in this world. Even though the rational and the pluralistic and the integral are higher on the evolutionary track, they're much newer. They haven't had the amount of time that the mythic structure has had to grow and to solidify. The mythic period was centuries and centuries, whereas the industrial age, the rational industrial age, happened pretty quick. It's only been a few hundred years, and it's already being usurped by the pluralistic information age technologies. And integral virtual technologies are coming online too. But all of these are new, young. So even though they're technically higher on the evolutionary spiral, they have a greater depth and span than the mythic. They are not as mature. They haven't had enough time to solidify. They have neuroses. Every stage has its shadow stuff. And all of them, and the mythic definitely has it, and it's pretty entrenched. So we're in the midst of all this flux, and the problem is we need to make the transition from nation-centric, rational, industrial, to global-centric, informational, in terms of our social systems. Right now, our social systems are still at the nation-state, corporate-state level. We're still in the industrial age, even though our technologies have surpassed it in many ways. And our social networks are there, but our governments aren't there. And um, and a big portion of our society isn't even at rational yet. So anyways, so we're in this huge kind of wild transition. And in this transition, anything can happen. We could all die tomorrow. Or we can make a beautiful transition, or somewhere in between. And because of that, because I'm feeling it in a deep way, every day I'm actually being in that space. This could be the last day of my life. And how am I going to live it? So that combined with what I'm doing here is really kind of creating a cauldron of awakening for me into what is my calling? What am I called to do? What do I need to do? It's almost like I'm realizing that all my neuroses, all my sicknesses, all that stuff, some of them are physical and all that, but even though it's so much of what's held me back in life, I think is actually from not really knowing and honoring and being what I am meant to be and who I am deep inside. And so, Mr. Lizzo, okay, I'm living as an artist finally in my heart. And for me, what is an artist? An artist is someone who's driven to create stuff, who's driven to try to communicate through various mediums about different perspectives and help the evolution of consciousness. For me, it's about helping the evolution of consciousness through creative acts. And that's what drives me, I'm realizing. And that's what feeds me. And if I don't live like that, if I don't do that, if I don't make that my primary beingness process in the world, then I'm killing myself. And it's not good. So now I am trying through this process to wake up. And own it. And I'm an artist. And an artist is not... I held that an artist is someone who makes money selling art. And that's not who an artist is to me. I'm realizing that's not an artist. An artist is somebody who has to create. If they don't create, they wither and die. It's their water, it's their air. Even if nobody buys it, even if nobody loves it, you're driven, you have to. And that to me is an artist. And some artists make money, some artists are famous, some artists inspire people, some artists only after they die, and some never. Maybe they weren't great artists, but if they follow their heart, I think they had something. They have something. So I think I have to do it. I have to do it because this is insane. I've been driving myself insane. So I'm making a fund of death, and I'm trying to wake up here and fully be who I am. In this form, anyways. Of course, my essential form is beyond this physical being. I believe. So, that's it for today. Namaste. Peace out. And cut.